Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grotesque Games. For those who do not know, I am your host, Grotesque, and why yes, I do in fact game. Today you are all in for a special treat. In my hands, the hardcover of Carnage Aether, Revenants of Veldonia, by Alex T, aka Blackoath Entertainment. Full disclaimer. Not only everything that you're going to see, like the character sheets and stuff like that, is not available anywhere. I deconstructed Foreilus Ker Nethalas module and, well, pretty much created it for Carnage Aether. So if you like what you see and you know how to export these sheets, hit me up. Hit me up, please, because I would love to share this for everybody. Some of the things may be broken. I have no idea how this even came to be. To be completely honest, I failed up on this. Things just started to fall into place, and well, it worked well. It worked too well. The one thing that really took me a hot minute to figure, which I took almost a month break trying not to come back to this, pulling chunks of my hair out. The one thing that I could not solve was getting two rollable tables on one character sheet, which you'll see here maybe the next few minutes or so. If you hang in there. Yeah, I'm talking to you that only watches 5 minutes and leaves. Honestly, for real, if you like anything that you see, comment, subscribe, let me know. Just hit me up. I'm also available on the Blackoath Discord. Full disclaimer. Again, this is not available anywhere. Please do not hit me up on how to do it. I failed up on this. Please hit me up if you do know how to export these sheets, because I would be more than willing to share this with everybody. Anyway, let's get started. Carnage Aether, Revenants of Veldonia. First of all, I am a sucker for art. And this just describes this game. And holy moly. And I haven't even played it yet. We're going to play it here, right now, on this episode. So please, hang tight. But look at this guy. Look at this guy in the Undead Minotaur. He's screwed. Hold on, wait. Cover by Jagobe, Lekuona. Dude. Oh my god. Alex, my guy. That's the one. That's it. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But you didn't come to watch this episode just to enjoy this beautiful cover by Jagobe Lekuona. Yes, by the way, I looked up his Instagram. Dude is a beast. Dude is a beast. He is a beast of an artist. Would definitely recommend checking him out. In fact, I will even drop a link to his Instagram so you all can enjoy that beautiful art. I don't even know this guy. This is the first time I'm even learning his name and finding his Instagram, and I'm plugging his information in the description. So for this episode, we are going to create our Revenant, play our first match, see how things go, create some more chaos, and get on with the show. And for today's sermon, please turn to page 11. We will sing the hymns of creating your Revenants. This is an amazing piece of verbiage here that I'm not going to go over because, no joke, buy the game, buy the PDF, buy the book, support the artist, support the author. But I read by Alex on the Discord, on other forums, that this happens to be his crunchiest game. Now, Alex, I know you're probably going to watch this, but my guy, I am hoping crunch. Like, I am hoping for a crunchy tostada, my guy. Okay? I'm hoping for when I take a bite, not only do I get crumbs all over the fucking place, but it's going to be so good. What I will read, though, is coming down here is where we will get started. So, good luck, Revenants. Despite thinking it was absolutely unavoidable, you haven't been executed. Accused of a crime and condemned for it, your fate was to be the gallows. But for some reason, the gods have a new path for you. One full of violence, blood, and pain. And at the end of it, if you survive, true freedom. Now, let's go ahead, get started, create our guy. Revenants, person, victim. What's a good name that I haven't tossed at you guys yet that I also enjoy? Dorn. I love this name. Such a good name, Dorn. I took it from Rogaldorn from Warhammer 40k Imperial Fisk. Oh yeah, sexy times. And before we get into any of this, let's go ahead and create, or not create, but I'm going to select our little icon that was provided along with this game. So, what you see here may look familiar for the most part if you are and have been playing Ker Nethalas on Foundry VTT. So, everything you see here, I pieced together myself. This is the entire character sheet PDF coded into the custom, hold on, what's this thing? Custom System Builder, and also, let's not forget, the Ker Nethalas CSB. This is the biggest requirement out of all of these things. That's the biggest requirement. So we have our skills, our skill page, which is the first page, our first half, skills, weapons, shield, equipped gear. Then we have our gear properties, which I have kind of moved forward to the second page, just for ease of not getting things mixed up and all that. Gear pieces, properties, descriptions if you want to put a description in, stuff like that. Your stash. I think your belt's down at the bottom of this one. Yep. Then you have your resistances and conditions. And then lastly, masteries. Alright, and I know that we do start at rank 1. Okay, so after gathering your thoughts, rolling the following. Our starting health is 1d6 plus 15, 19. Off to a decent start there, not too bad. And starting Aether. Oof. 11. Okay, and now we add the following. Our stamina starts with 10 points. Our starting speed is 2. Our starting magic resist is 40. And our starting dedication is 150. And then we get to add a little extra to either health or Aether. We're going beefy. Alrighty. So for our starting gear, everything happens to be the lowest tier possible, which is bone tier. We will switch over to page 21 now. So, weapon of choice. Firearms will be excluded. This grants Revenants a starting score bonus with a corresponding weapon skill of plus 60. If a PC takes a ranged weapon, they start with the appropriate ammo container for it. Nice, very nice. So let's go ahead and jump over to page 200. Now this was the impressing part. This was, my guy, you had put too much thought into this. Like, it's beautiful. Like, I thought Ker Nethalas was it, but you've added another layer in. It's becoming a tostada. So what should our weapon be? I'm kind of interested to know what we should do. So Dorn, let's do this. And I have decided to go with the Bastard Sword. So that will be plus 60 to my corresponding weapon type, which is swords. Then an armor of choice, page 203. Next, I selected mail. Mail provides 1 protection, D10 integrity, but negative 10 maneuverability. When maneuverability is reduced, you must reduce your dodge, acrobatics, stealth, and your initiative check. Since speed also affects our maneuverability, and the Bastard Sword gave us plus 5, our negative 10 becomes a negative 5. Which I have incorporated in our modifier category. Our starting armor also provides us with plus 50 to endurance and plus 10 to athletics. So that bumps my athletics to 30. Next, we are provided with a light helmet. This grants Revenants a starting score bonus of plus 40 to resolve. So this alone is honestly not that bad. We get to reduce the damage from crits by 1. Bone Bastard Sword. Now we are provided with a pair of gloves. These grant Revenants a starting score bonus of plus 10 to medicine. Now, a pair of boots. These grant Revenants a starting score bonus of plus 20 to athletics, plus 50 to dodge, and plus 20 to stealth. And then lastly, 2 rings, each one with the Mastery Soldiery property already in place. This allows Revenants to choose 2 Tier 1 Masteries and start their career with them. Don't forget to pay the dedication cost, though. 5 dedication for each Tier 1 ability for a total of 10. So with 150 dedication, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the masteries that I have chosen for Dorn. So for this character, I've chosen Bulwark and Wrathspawn. For Bulwark, we have selected Brace, which is our first Tier 1 ability. It costs 2 Aether, and the target is ourselves. You see the enemy strike coming, and you're ready for it. Reduce any incoming damage from a single source by d6. This die must be rolled on the damage dealt table. Since I plan on using the versatile on the Bastard Sword, that with the +1 already, sounds meaty. Plus, the other abilities that are available for both of these masteries are amazing. And now for our first match. Now that you've created your Revenants and you have equipped them for battle, you are ready to enter the arena. Your first match will be against Skeletal Horrors in a deathmatch mode with no arena events. Okay, cool. And of course, after that, we get to pick our patron, which I have not read into that, so we are going to learn it together. That means that there will be more roll tables that I will have to create. Alright, beautiful people, and for those of you who have been following along, this is going to be our first match. We will be facing some Skeletal Horrors. Of course, it's going to be a melee type with Undead, which of course should already be pretty self-explanatory. Per encounter, there will be 2 of them. They are a size 1 with speed 2. Everything starts with 10 stamina. For their initiative bonus, they get +10. Their hit location is humanoid. Their crit location, of course, is their head. They have 0 armor, 8 health apiece, and 40 combat skill, 40 awareness, 40 endurance, 40 athletics, and 30 magic resist. The only trait that they have is frightening. A frightening creature causes 1 shock to any enemy creature that starts their turn adjacent to them. Only 1 shock per round is gained, regardless of how many frightening creatures a character is near to. And of course, their abilities. One thing that I did change on here is that you can see that some creatures will have other just like passive actions that they can do whenever they have to switch out from ranged into melee. I actually swapped that on this because sometimes I don't scroll all the way down and I may forget that that may even exist. So I put it right there and wedged it right in between. So I want to point out that everything that you see here, I have created a tile for. These happen to be our momentum markers. So instead of like actually keeping track of it on the sheet, because I would have to individually do that for every single character or ally that I would be playing with. I didn't like that, but you can still roll for it. You can swap to it, roll for it if you need to, and then move your team's momentum and the enemy's momentum. Here, PC defense moves, fumbles, NPC defense moves and their fumbles. These fancy little options here that we will not cover in this video, but keep in mind that they are in the advanced rules, which I will probably cover in our next video once we get into actual matches. But determination Every time your character misses, whether it be melee, ranged, magical, anything like that, they gain 1 determination point. And if you get enough, you do some gnarly stuff. Like, oh my gosh, look at all of this. Siphon Life, spend 5 Aether to do 3d6 necrotic damage to an adjacent enemy and heal for half the damage. I mean, given that your maximum health is reduced by the amount that you're healed for the rest of the match, but that doesn't sound that bad. Yeah, it does. I'm lying. Don't listen to me. But Bloodied, anytime that your character becomes half health for the first time in game, they become bloodied. They gain an advantage, but also gain a disadvantage. For example, advantage, they are unstoppable. Your speed is doubled until the end of your next turn. But your disadvantage is overwhelmingly anguish. You are dazed until healed above 50% maximum health. So for deathmatch, a deathmatch battle is the simplest of matches, with one straightforward goal. You must kill all your opponents until your team is the last one standing. We get to set up 3 pieces of cover of our choosing, and wherever they are, whether it be partial or full cover. So our objective is to eliminate all enemy opponents. Let's go ahead and set up our pieces of cover. Okay, and then let's determine where we get to place our characters, whether it would be the west side or the east side of the arena. So placing characters in the arena, once you're ready to start the match, the last detail to deploy all the characters that will be taking part in the fight in the arena. Okay, so of course we just got our one guy. One team is placed on the west end of the arena and the other is placed on the east end of the arena. In order to determine which team is placed where, roll d10 for each team. Whichever team rolls the highest is placed on the west side of the arena. If there is a tie, roll again. Alright. So for Dorn, let's roll a d10. And then for the Skeletal Horrors, a d10. Very nice. I'm going to place Dorn on the west side. So combatants are placed on the first square row on their side. So that means it is the bottom row. There is a diagram in the book somewhere I cannot find at the moment. Doing a little cut jump here, I got bored and there was just too much empty space. And I made some of the icons pop more. Thanks to a module called Monk's Tile Triggers, I was able to do some fancy things here, which I'll show you now. So for our first reference, we have Favor of the Crowd. Some of our actions, and of course the stamina cost and description. Then we have the exhaustion cost. We can push ourselves to give ourselves some benefits. If we were to click on this, thanks to the module, Monk's Tile Triggers, this will pull up a list of actions that are available that would only cost 5 stamina. I had to add the little grotesque gargoyle here because I just love that. It's so neat. And then on this side, we have the NPC stamina cost table. And up here we have the shock category. This shows how shock is gained and its value, as well as how much shock you accrue does to you. Went ahead and updated the icons here for the defense move and fumbles. I've also went ahead and added our hit locations arachnid, humanoid, insectoid, quadruped, serpenoid, and winged biped. The damage dealt table, and of course if I were to click on this, it will show the advanced damage dealt table, and our bloodied and determination icons. I just needed to add some more pizzazz rather than looking at some basic default icons. Luckily, everything that you see down here icon-wise happens to be available a part of the Foundry VTT. Alrighty, and people, without further ado, let's get to going. Now to determine initiative, let's go ahead and open up our book here. Okay, so for initiative, it's a little bit different than Ker Nethalas. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull up our character sheet and the NPC sheet. So our initiative modifier is affected by our speed and maneuverability. So of course, depending on what we're wearing and stuff like that, this will affect it greatly. And then NPCs have a default initiative modifier. And since there are 2, we're going to add 20 to our roll and -5 to our roll. Let's see what the book says. As soon as the match begins, the first thing you must determine is who gets to strike first. This is done by rolling a D100 for each side and applying the gear modifiers to the roll. So the more players that I had, the more it would affect our initiative modifier. And same thing for the NPCs, the more that there's on the field, the more that it would affect theirs. Okay, and then rolling for Dorn. 58. So of course minus our -5, we rolled a 53 overall. And then for the NPC side, plus 20. Ooh, okay, 46 overall. So that means that we get the initiative. We get to go first. And for those that are new to like Ker Nethalas, and then of course this game, turns are team based. So since I had won the initiative, or I should say the PC side won the initiative, the entire team would go before the NPCs. And of course, NPCs, vice versa, and all that stuff. Okay, and let us begin combat. Fight. So Dorn's turn. So for Dorn, he has a speed of 2. We're going to go ahead and move up to our speed for free. Or this movement will be free with that at the cost of no stamina. And then for our stamina, we can move an additional square for the cost of 3. We can charge if we had an enemy within line of sight, or we can use one of our nifty standard actions. I'm just going to go ahead and move. Since we do have 10 stamina, 9 would be 3 squares. Go ahead and change face. And then reduce our stamina down to 1. Now, since I do have 1 stamina point left, that would trigger momentum. Since I'm not using this in here, I will probably cover that in my next video when we start getting into the actual matches. And now it is the NPC's turn. We're going to move our skeleton speed of 2. And since they have a stamina of 10, let's check out what we can do. So per square, their cost is 2. So we can move 5 squares. Now, this is something that we will have to do as part of their melee behavioral table. They have to spend all their available stamina to get into pretty much into combat range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the end of that skeleton's turn. Moving on to the next one. Moving its speed. Now moving its additional 5. That is the end of round 1 and top of round 2. The skeletons were pretty much short-handed. Okay, now Dorn's turn. Let's go ahead and check out Charge. So it has a stamina cost of 10. You move up to 2 squares, ignoring difficult terrain, and perform a standard attack against an opponent. Target must be in direct line of sight before declaring the charge. I don't think that would be beneficial right now, and I will tell you why. So the stamina cost for charge is 10. Yes, I get to move up to 2 squares and attack, but my speed is already 2. There's no need for that. And by the time I get into range, then, well, I can make 2 attacks. So let's go ahead and move. And then attack. Alright, and this would be my first attack. I got an 8 versus their 65. I got the success on that one. Rolling on the humanoid hit table. Right arm. Since they do not have any armor, and our bastard sword does slashing damage, which of course does +1 damage when striking a target with no armor on the body part that was hit, and I'm wielding as versatile two-handedly, that would be +2 damage. Now, due to my passive, which I will go ahead and roll now, I get an additional damage. I forgot I had updated this roll sheet due to this, and when I refreshed it, it just popped up automatically. So our damage modifier technically is 2, 1 from being versatile, and then 1 from our passive, and then within parentheses I will put 3 for slashing. So since we are benefiting from the full effect, let's go ahead and roll a d6. And then 5 plus the 3 is an 8. And then an 8 on the damage roll table is the beginning of 3. So this skeleton just got dealt 3 damage. They are down to 5 out of 8. Also, since we happen to be in range of their trait, at the beginning of my turn, we'll generate 1 shock every time. Now I'm going to go ahead and attack for the second time, thus spending all of my stamina. Uh, 28 versus their 25. We have the upper hand on this, so we are hitting. Rolling on the humanoid table. Left arm. And rolling our d6. 2. 2 plus our damage modifier of 3 is 5. And then that is the beginning of 2 damage. This skeleton is now down to 3 out of 8 health. This will be ending my turn. NPC side. Skeleton down here is going to use... Ooh, actually, before I proceed... At the top of a round is the maintenance phase. With maintenance phase, we would handle all of our ongoing effects, like bleed, poison, such like that. And we could potentially also push the initiative. So that would mean it would cost 5 exhaustion for each PC. And then that would push us to attack first, if that would be the case. But also, at this phase, we also recover all of our stamina. Round 2, NPC side. Alright, the skeleton is going to go ahead and attack me twice now. Let's see what its first action is going to be. First slashed, a physical within range 1, target 1 creature. The skeletal horror swings its weapon with an eerie precision, dealing D8 slashing damage. Let's see if we can dodge that. And just like in Ker Nethalas, of course, the attacking side does get that plus 10. They got 25 to our 68. We have failed. Let's go ahead and roll the hit location. They are hitting us on the right arm, which we do not have any armor. And it is doing slashing damage. Rolling a d6. 3. 3 on the damage dealt table is 1 damage. And going for its second action, because each action on their side costs 5 stamina as well. First slashed again. Let's see if we can dodge this. $53 to our 25. They have failed. We have not. We get our defense back. You gain an advantage on our next attack. Good stinking deal. Went ahead and added the advantage, disadvantage, determination in favor of the crowd. Of course, as well as our usual status effects. Now rolling for their second action. 6. Haunting Wail. It is a magical ability at close burst 1. The skeletal horror lets out a haunting wail that reverberates through the air. All creatures within range that fail their magic resist check become dazed for 1 round. Oh boy. Let's hope not. I hope I don't fail. Ooh, 86. That is absolutely failure. So we are dazed for 1 round as well. I'm not going to go ahead and do a ring here to show you, but burst 1, I will go ahead and pull up the rulebook. Alrighty, so with burst abilities, burst starts in the origin square and extends in all directions to a specified number of squares from the origin square. This is burst 1, which is literally every other square but the middle square. So it would look a little something like this. So we are dazed for 1 round. That is the end of the first skeletal horror. Moving on to the second one. Moving its speed of 2. Now, spending its additional stamina to get up to me, and then attacking. There is a cost of 2 right there, and then a standard action attack of 5. That means they have 3 stamina left over. So let's go ahead and attack me. Alright, 4. Ethereal Grasp. Magical. Range 1. Target 1 creature. The skeletal horror reaches out with its hand, attempting to touch the essence of the target's life force. If the target fails the magic resist check, they take d6 necrotic damage, and the skeletal horror regains health equal to half the damage dealt, rounded up. On a successful roll, the target takes half damage rounding up, and the skeletal horror doesn't regain health. So let's go ahead and do our magic resist check. Wait a minute. Forgot to take the consecutive reaction modifier, so I will do that for this one. $64, that is a no. So we will be taking the d6 necrotic damage. 6. So that is going to be 2. We take 2, and then of course they would also gain some back, but they're already at full health. Top of round 3. Not only do we have an advantage, but we are also dazed. A dazed character cannot spend any stamina on offensive actions. Character can take a clear mind standard action to ignore the effects of dazed for a single round. So let's go ahead and check out Clear Mind. Clear Mind, eliminate the effects of the dazed or frightened conditions for a single round. We are going to go ahead and Clear Mind. That removes our dazed condition, leaving us with 5 stamina left over since we had spent a standard action to clear our mind. And I'm going to go ahead and attack the one that's already damaged to see if we can smack this baby goodbye. Let's not forget that we do have an advantage as well. So plus 10 versus their combat skill. So we rolled an 85 versus their 94. And the advantage got us within our range. It flipped the 8 into 5, making that bad boy a 58. So we do hit. Let's go ahead and remove our advantage. And where do we hit? Right leg, rolling 4 damage. 4 plus our 3, so 7. 7 is 2 damage. This bad boy is hanging on by a thread. We also accrue Skeletal Horror's turn. We're going to go ahead and See what they can do. Okay. We're gonna swing. Attempt to dodge. So they got a 19. So far, they're in the winning lead. We got a 42. We get a defense move. We gain another advantage. Alright, Skeltahar second action. 3. We're going to go ahead and attempt to dodge again. Let's not forget. Modifier. We both failed, so no worries there. That will be the end of the first one. Moving on to the second Skeltahar. Okay, going ahead and doing his first action. Uncursed Slash. Let's see if we can parry. Yeah, let's do that. Since we have not done that yet. 74, that is going to be a no. Okay, well, we will be taking that. D8. And he's taking the full effect in the abdomen. Ouchie. We have armor. So our armor is getting hit. I assume we do our integrity rolls at the end. But we have a protection of 1, reducing our incoming damage of 3 to 2. Second action. Cursed Slash again. I'm just going to try to parry again with my negative modifier. Got to have the roll. I failed anyway. And so did they. Alright, top of round 4. I am gaining another shock. And let's see here, what can I do? What can I do? Focus does sound pretty nice, but I want to get both of them out of here. Okay, we gain everything back from maintenance phase. I think I'm going to go ahead and swing on one that's left by a thread. At least that could be a potential guarantee. Can't say guarantee if it's going to be potentially. But having an advantage might give us that edge. Ooh, look at that. We just spent our advantage and didn't even know about that, but at the same time, we got a critical success. So, fun times. Fun times. So this is going to be pretty cool. Because I just got done doing the critical hit tables today. We were doing slashing. Momentum. The attacker gains plus 20 to their next attack check. Ooh, Dolly. Okay. And where do we hit? We are smacking them critical. Of course, they have no armor, and we are slashing. Not only that, but our damage modifiers also double. So we're going to roll 2d6. Roll the 4 and a 5. Our damage modifier would only apply to the lowest one. So we have a 7 and a 5. I probably should have swung the one on the other one. Alright, so we have a 7, which is 2 damage, and then a 5, which is also another set of 2 damage. So we have 4 damage incoming to this one that has 1 health. This one is gone. Alrighty, then moving on to the last skeletal horror. Let's see what it wants to do. Oh, so magical. It's physical, that one was physical. Okay, so the magical roll, resistance check yet. Let's go ahead to 4 ethereal grasp. See if we can resist this. We do not. We do not resist this at all with our 69. So let's go ahead and roll the d6. 3. And 3 on the damage dealt table is 1. So that brought us down to 19 out of 24. Rolling for its second action. Cursed Slash. Let's see if we can dodge this. We rolled a 2. We rolled a success. We rolled a 60. No! No! Our -5 speed or maneuverability right now. Alright. So no worries. So they are hitting, but where are they hitting? Right arm. Is that slashing? That is slashing damage. Okay. Rolling the d6. 6. So they got a 7. 2 damage. Okie dokie. Our turn. Since we are still within range, we gain another shock. Shock isn't going to start affect us until we gain 7, I believe. Yes. Then we would half our speed. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to focus. Smack this bad boy. Wait, no. I have a +20 on my next attack, don't I? Do. Nice attack check. So I'm not going to focus. I'm just going to go ahead and actually swing with my +20, making that bad boy. So we got swords with our 60 +30 because we got the additional 20 from our bonus just now, and then our default 10 for being on the attacking side. Rolling for the dodge. 36 versus their 73. We have won that fight. Let's go ahead and see where we hit. Ooh, we are critting again. Let's go. Okay. 2d6. 5 and 5. 55. And we are going to add our 3 to one of those. We have a 5 and 8. So that is 5 damage altogether. Unfortunately, not enough to knock it out completely, but it does bring it down to 3 out of 8 health. There we go. Alright, so their action. Ethereal Grasp. Let's see if we can resist this. 55. Ooh, that is going to be Ouch Town population myself. Because that is a fumble. Of course, on page 55, we have our critical success effects and critical failure effects. Since we did fumble on this one, it's going to be terrible for Magic Resist. So, magical vulnerability. The character succumbs to the full force of the magical influence, experiencing the worst possible outcome of the spell or attack. They receive double damage from the spell, or its consequences last twice as long. So not only are they hitting us, they're going to regain their health back. So 2d6, 2 and a 5. Wait a minute. So it says it doubles the damage. It doesn't say that I have to roll 2d6. Let's redo this. So it... experiencing the worst possible outcome, spell or attack. They receive double damage from the spell. Okay. Okay, so double damage. 3, 6. 6 would be in the category of 2, so that it hit us for 2 damage, bringing us down to 15. And with that, they also get half of that rounded up, so they get 2 health back, bringing them up to 5. Our go, regaining our shock because we're still within the range. And I think I'm going to focus and hit again. Or see if we can hit twice. Let's just do that. See if we can knock this guy out. $79 versus their 95, no and a no. We're going to go again, spending the rest of our stamina. Oh. Oh. What's going on here? Did not mean to roll those. We have failed anyway, and they have succeeded. So they get a defense move. Okay, well, we are not affected by momentum right now at the moment. And we're at the... yeah, we're not messing with it at the moment, so... there we go, let's see what they do. 3 Curse Slash, let's see if we can dodge this. They're 27 versus our 27. So we have tied. So my target number is the overall closest one. So I get a defense roll. Reduce your opponent's armor by 1. Does not matter because they have no armor at all. Woo-hoo. Alright, now for the second roll. Or Ethereal Grasp again. Okay, let's see if we can resist this. 32, and we do. Hey, that rhymed. So that would be both of their turns spent. Top of our turn. Gaining 6 shock. We're getting close now. But I want to kill this guy. I want to get him down and out of here. Alright. Swords, let's do this. Trying to attack this bad boy twice. So we are swinging. Ooh, we got a 3. Hope they fail. They got an 18. That's a no. They get a defense move. Creature's next damage ability receives a D10. Ouchies. If it's not a damage ability, then the PC's magic resistance is reduced by 10 instead. Okay, woo. Ouchies. Let's see if we can swing again and possibly get this guy out of here. Ooh, 16 versus there. 6. Nice. So we are hitting. Where are we hitting? We're hitting on the chest. So let's go roll our 6 damage. 4 plus 3 is 7. Oof, they are getting dealt 2 damage, bringing them back down to 3 out of 8. Skeletal Horror's turn. First ability. First slash. Let's see if we can parry this, actually. Let's see what they do here. See if they and we are parrying. 59. They fail to our 20. Perfect. We get a defense move. Gain an advantage on our next attack. And then for their second ability. Aerial Grasp. Let's see if we can resist this. Oh yeah. 15. Success. That's the end of their turn. Our go. We are now at shock 7. One more, then we start to reduce our speed by half. Now we also have an advantage. Let's benefit from that. Okay, let's go ahead and swing and swing. Combat skill. 26 versus their 59. And I should have used it. Earned up my advantage on that one, so that's not a problem. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We are hitting on the right arm, swinging for damage. 2 plus our 3 is 5. That is 2 damage. They are still hanging in there. I won. Okay, so going to spend our second standard action here and bring up the rest of our stamina. $87. Oh. They get a defense move for them. They reduce our armor's integrity by 1 stage. So now D8. This is now D8. Alright, that is the end of my turn. Moving on to the Skeletal Horrors. There go. Their first action. Cursed Slash. Let's see if we can dodge. Ooh, they rolled an 89 versus our 6. We get a defense move. Reduce our exhaustion by 5. Well, we haven't really pushed ourselves that much yet, so not too bad. Their second action. Ethereal Grasp. Let us pray to the dice gods above that we resist this. And we do, thus ending their turn. Top of round 9, Dorn, let's go. I don't care. We have 8 shock, and that reduces our speed by half, and I do not care because I want this thing gone. Ooh, I did not like that. That's fine. We know our speed's only 2, or 1 at the moment. Okay. Let us swing. 19 versus their 62. They failed. We hit. Where are we hitting? Left flag. Let's go. And roll a d6. 3 plus 3 is 6. That is 2 damage. That is -1 on this skeleton. This thing is now just dust and bones. And we have conquered the pits of the Crimson Coliseum. Are you not entertained? Cool, let's go ahead and end our combat here. And then after completing our first match, we get to choose our patron and get our first patron quest. So this is going to be on page 89. After they survive their first match, players choose one of several patrons to pledge allegiance to, even if they're fighting together. PCs can choose different patrons. There are many individuals in Veldonia willing to offer their patronage to Revenants, but 3 shown here are the most famous ones. The 3 that we have available to us are Okla Ironworth, Jarek Morwood, and then Kairos Garamikos. So for Olka Ironworth, also known as the Bear. Olka belongs to the Ironworth family, one of Veldonia's noble families. The Ironworth are probably one of the nobles that still garner some of the support and respect of the common folk due to their active involvement in protecting the land from many threats that lurk in the forests and mountains of the kingdom. A Revenant choosing Olka as their patron is guaranteed access to good supply of powerful gear and physical combat-focused benefits. Jarek Morwood, High Priest of the Jeranos, God of Magic. Jarek isn't particularly interested in the arena fights, but patronage over them is part of his priestly duties. As High Priest of a deity who values magic aptitude above everything, a Revenant working with Jarek can expect him to provide spellcaster-focused equipment and abilities. And for Kairos Jeramikos, Kairos is a wealthy merchant from the distant lands of Galaka. He has recently established himself in Veldonia and has immediately poured all of his numerous resources into gaining as much influence in the city as possible, which includes generous arena patronage. Revenants choosing to work with Kairos must understand that he prioritizes wealth and commerce, granting an economic boost to exotic gear and wealth of opportunities. I think after much reading, I'm going to go with Olka, or known as the Bear. La Oso. So as you can see, pretty much this is the reason why I went with Olka overall. Just the build that I have going on with Dorn already is just works hand in hand. Jarek is pretty much around Aether and stuff like that. Garrus just gives you some little benefits here and there on small things and stuff like that. But I feel like I would get more out of Olka. And as you can see, what everything costs in favor, if I do scroll up just a little bit here, you see that universally, we can also unlock some other things. We can pretty much start with a fresh corpse to reanimate if we were a Gravecaller or any other thing that would require that. We could re-roll a match type. But here's the thing that really caught my eye. There's 3 things here. There's 3 things. Access to the Alchemist, access to the Reliquary, and then access to the Silgery Tattooist. Look at this. Look at this. So you're telling me that I can have up to 5 different mastery abilities on me? Tattooed? Dude, that is awesome. And of course, the alchemist, you can see here, gives you recipes and stuff for potions and stuff like that. And the reliquary seems to give you like relics. I'm super pumped to get into this. I cannot wait to film this again, getting into the meat of it, really. Yeah, because I want some meat on my tostada, my guy. This is crunchy. There's a lot going on at the same time. My ADHD is all over the place. It's a crazy time in my head and on the board, so it's awesome. Do not get me wrong, please. I am absolutely 100% loving this game already, and I'm just now playing the intro match for the first time. I spent too much time trying to get this set up and not enough reading. Now we're going to go back to our turn phases here. Now with the downtime phase, this is where a lot of the post-game stuff really happens. As you can see here, we can determine fate of our out-of-action characters. Like, once we hit 0 health and all that stuff, that's just where, like, we're still on the battlefield, bleeding out, or it's just somewhat conscious. But if we were to roll this, if we were, well, out of action... Ouchies. Let's see what else we got, though. So with this, of course, your character can potentially come back. There are going to be some downsides. So I do believe if you roll a 11 or higher on the recovery, the first portion of the recovery table, then you gain a permanent wound. Now for our downtime event. So a chance encounter with an arena veteran provides a character and your team with an opportunity to do some special training. Increase a weapon skill of your choice by D4. That is amazing. That is amazing. Of course, I'm definitely doing swords. So D4. A 3. So we bump that up to a 63. Okay. We would tally up our spoils. Don't think we're going to do that right just yet, because I want to improve our skill check. So just like Ker Nethalas here, we're going to go ahead and do some skill improvement. So we're going to go ahead and untick this, roll a D100 above our skills score. So unfortunately, we had rolled below, but that's perfectly fine. It bumps it up to just an additional 1. That is going to be 64 for swords. As we tally up our components and spoils and such like that, I went ahead and created a whole new roll table and a rollable table icon for spoils. So as we can see here, each time you defeat a standard or support opponent that is one of the non-elite encounters, regardless of how many individuals are a part of the group. So for each standard or support opponent, so we had 2 standards here. So we're going to go ahead and roll for our spoils twice. And we gain 2 aspects and 1 D4 materials. Okay, let's see what we roll. Alright, so we got 2 Bane, and then D4. Arcane Dust. Alright, and that was for the first one. Let's go ahead and do the second one. And we got Bane and Scales. So that's going to be 2 Bane, and then D4 Scales. 4 Bane and 3 Scales. Altogether, we have 4 Bane, 1 Arcane Dust, and 3 Scales. Okay, and then on page 90 is where we're going to tally up our favor. We got 5 for winning. Not even sure if we gained any favor of the crowd. So if we strike a critical hit, yeah, we probably did. Okay, and that's pretty much it for that. So we have our patron request. So completing a patron quest grants 20 favor and 10 dedication. I haven't created a rollable table for this yet, but let's go ahead and see what we get. 10. Win 3 matches without using consumables. Okay. Craft new gear, train, or repair equipment. We definitely need to go ahead and repair our equipment because, well, I mean, it took an integrity, which we definitely need to roll. Anything but 1 or 2? Nice. It's still at a D8. I just went to go read to see how to repair this. Unfortunately, I don't have any bones, which, since it is bone tier, it requires the same material to repair. Cool, no worries. And improve skill checks, which we have done so already. Final thoughts. What do I think so far? Holy shit. I cannot wait to get into more of this, because there is so much about... There's just so much about this game that I absolutely love. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. I love tactical RPGs, stuff like that. This, as a wargamer as well, I mean, I used to play Warhammer 40k. I don't play that much anymore. I still play tabletop miniature games, which I will definitely feature some on this channel here soon-ish, hopefully. But all that will be coming out next year, of course, in 2025. Alex, my guy, I would love to sit down with you and just pick your brain on things, because what you've dumped into not only this world that you've created for this game and Ker Nethalas, but for the other worlds that you've created across all of your content. It is magical and beautiful. Thank you for creating such wonderful, wonderful content. So I thought about going ahead and recording another actual game match, such as like roll for the random match and all an event and all that stuff. But I think I'm going to go ahead and save that for the next video. This has become longer than I really wanted it to be, but I wanted to get this out there for everybody. If you know how to get these character sheets out of Custom System Builder and into your hands and into your system, let me know, because I would love to share this. Possibly even update this as I go along. Hell, in the past 5 minutes of me recording, sitting here talking to you, I've already thought of like 5 different things that need to be changed. I'm not going to go to all the changes that I just made, but I changed this to a rich field, a rich text field. I added this because there wasn't a section for patron quests, but for a patron. But yeah, no, there's just a lot of things that I'm pretty sure as I play more, I'm going to add more to this sheet. I'm pretty sure. 1000% sure. Like, for Ker Nethalas, it didn't have this shield thing. I went ahead and added it to that part of the game too, because I thought that it was missing on the sheet and it really needed one. So yeah. If you stuck around this long, thank you all. I love you. Thank you so much. Hang in tight. There will be more stuff. This will be my last video for 2024. and I hope you all have a happy holiday and a great new year. Thank you.